Hello, it's Elisa here. So today is a third Q&A video and I will read the first question. I'd love to know about your hair care. It's gorgeous. Thank you. Also, I'm weight restored but still control my food and worry if I don't, I'll keep gaining. How do I just let go? Thank you. So I have my shampoo here. So basically I use this kind of shampoo. It's like Emmanuel. I hope it's focusing. Yeah, and I have used this about 3 years now and I just like it very much because it leaves the texture of my hair very good. At the same time, it's a very big bottle and I can do with this maybe for about 4 months, and for me 4 months is very good for my shampoo. And I wash my hair about 3 times a week or so. And also as a conditioner I have used this one for about like 1 year now. I hope it focuses, and I will link them down below if you're interested. But yeah, and I use this one only for my ends. But generally I just want to say that I have always had this kind of very straight and slippery hair. So this is just like how my hair structure is. And I think like if you have more like volume and curls and locks, then yeah, like you won't get this kind of I don't know, like just the texture of my hair, or just the fact that it's very straight, I think makes it look like more healthy. I don't know. Yeah, but I have had very bad hair, and this very bad hair was when I think in 2010 I graduated from the university, and my friend colored my hair brown, but it ended up being black. So we panicked, and then we went to the hair salon and the lady had to like make my hair blonde. So how you say, so you kind of like bleach your, yeah, I think it was like bleaching. So she bleached my hair and to make it like brown again, to color it brown. But either way, the bleaching, like it destroyed my hair, and after 3 months my hair looked like hay. So it was like very bad, and I had to cut my hair like this short. Yeah, but now it's all grown out and I haven't colored my hair now, I think about like 6 years or so. So yeah, and now I have this boring long hair, but at least they're healthy. So the next question, or I think the person asked something else. Let me see. I am weight restored but still control my food and worry if I don't, I keep gaining. So this is like the most common thing, I guess. Like this is why the eating disorder is alive, to have this control, and especially the worry about the weight gain. Yeah, like this is for many people. And what helped me was to kind of like the whole purpose of me doing the videos here is to educate you. And this is why I did my last video where I explained how you will restore your set point weight, and also many other videos I can link down below. This is why I wrote my book, because I learned this stuff through my own recovery, and things actually, the science and research that calmed me down to make me understand that okay, like this is how my body really is supposed to work. And all the control about my food and weight, this is actually not helping me, but this is actually what will make my body to go even more out of control, and still like I will still have the eating disorder. So basically like just educating myself about what's real and what's proven, and to understand like, yeah, like how my body really is working, when and how can I just like eat whatever I want, whenever I want and however much I want, and how my body will maintain the normal weight. And this is how now I'm fully recovered with no control on my food, and I still have very normal body and normal weight. Yes. So this is what helped me, like educating myself, and this is how I was finally able to let go of this illusion that my body or my weight is controlled by restriction, because this is simply an illusion, a brainwash, like the false belief you have created over the years of the diet brainwash, the eating disorder brainwash. And yeah, it's simply like a false belief. And this is how I realized this. This is how I was able to let go. Like, it's simply a brainwash. So the next question is how to overcome your mental blocks and fears, how to control your anxiety and emotions, how to accept the changes of the body when gaining weight. So I can recommend here you to read this very interesting book, and I will get the book. So this is the book I'm talking about, You Are Not Your Brain, and it's yeah, the author is Jeffrey M. Schwartz, and this is the kind of the brain science, and I will link it down below, or you can find it on Amazon. And in the book, like I have talked on my channel a lot about the brain and the eating disorder habits and how to change your brain, but the book just generally like sums it everything up and makes it very easy to understand, and how like the mental blocks and fears are also simply part of the eating disorder, like years and years of brainwash, the repetition of constant thoughts that you are not enough, you need to control your weight to maintain your weight, you are controlling your weight by restricting the foods, and you know, all of the eating disorder restriction mindset and the abusive mindset and the negative mindset. And this is it happens because simply you have repeated those stuff to you over and over again, like years and years and years, and it just becomes part of your brain. But it's actually not who you are, it's just the brain brainwash or the conditioning, because you can teach your brain to believe whatever you want. Your brain doesn't know if one belief is good or bad. But simply by repetition, you can teach your brain whatever you want to believe in. And by years of having the eating disorder, you have made your brain believe that eating disorder is something safe. And your brain even, like many people say that, my eating disorder feels safe. My eating disorder feels like this is who I am. My eating disorder gives me control. My eating disorder makes me feel more relaxed. My eating disorder calms me down when I do the eating disorder behaviors. And this is like, yeah, like this is the brainwash I'm talking about in my book and in my videos. But it doesn't mean that this is healthy or something to follow. So if you have the mental block of recovery, then know that this is just because you have conditioned yourself to believe that eating disorder is something safe to follow, but it's far from the reality. And you simply need to like unbrainwash yourself and to teach your brain the new habits, healthy habits and behaviors to follow. And this is also like what I explain in my videos, like how to think in a healthy way, how to like to prove to you that what is the really healthy way of your body, of your thoughts. The whole purpose is to unbrainwash you from all the previous beliefs and negative behaviors. So all of the mental blocks come from the eating disorder past that have been ingrained in your brain, but it's not the real you, because like why are you here then? Because some part of you, your intuition or your wiser self or even your logic tells you that eating disorder is unhealthy. And this is why you are trying to recover. This is the healthy mind you should trust. But because of the years of eating disorder brainwash, you have this inner resistance because part of your brain is so conditioned to follow the eating disorder thoughts and patterns and behaviors. So this is why you get this like mental conflict and mental block to go through the recovery. Yeah, so I really hope it kind of made sense. And also you have to know that like when you are going through this change and the unbrainwash change, then your brain has so many ways to trick you back into the old habits. And I have video about this as well, or the audio I think it was, like why you have this anxiety and fear and uncomfortable feeling come up every time you try to recover. And this is because this is one of the brain ways to make you go back into the old habit and routine, because the old habits and routine are the most easy to follow for your brain, and because it's automatic. But if you are going in a different path, your brain sees that, oh, like we have come off the course, like we are not going in the right direction. The right direction is the eating disorder. We are going in a different unknown direction, and it signals this fear and panic, like no, go back, go back. But in reality, you need to like push yourself to go to the healthy path. And despite what your eating disorder is feeding you, all of this fear from your eating disorder is simply a bullshit. And it's the kind of the brain junk, and you have to simply dismiss it as unhelpful and something to like simply ignore. And you don't have to listen to the self-doubt or the fear or the anxiety, but keep on going to recovery anyway. And but like instead you have to reframe the fear and anxiety and the mental block as simply the eating disorder bullshit, the unuseful chatter, what you don't have to listen. You have to like separate from this voice, from the eating disorder. Like this is like a very big subject, and I know maybe it was just so confusing, but if you want, you can get the book, then You Are Not Your Brain book, and it's much more easier to explain there. And there is this 4-step system you can use to overcome your own self-sabotage behaviors and the mental block, and I will link one video you can see down below as well. And the next question is, do you have some tips on how to transition from an extremely voluminous diet with insane amounts of fruits and veggies, like in 80-10-10, to smaller, more balanced meals? I feel like my stomach is extremely stretched and I always feel the need to stuff myself to the brim. So I came from the 80-10-10 diet, so this is kind of the high carb, low fat vegan diet. And I ate like so much food in terms of the volume, because I always restricted the exactly like what I wanted to eat, but instead I forced myself to have this big like healthy salads and big smoothies and like high carb, and I didn't allow myself to have fats. Or when I had it, I had this like anxiety, and I tried to keep it like low in fat despite of my craving, despite that I had junk food binges. And I also thought that like my stomach is now stretched out, and I forever have to eat so much, and no normal amounts of food will ever satisfy me, and blah blah blah. But now I can eat normal foods, and sometimes yes, I can eat so much because I'm hungry and I don't know like why, or I don't need to know why. But most of the times I eat quite like normally and normal portions, or sometimes I even eat like little and I'm satisfied. So the intuitive eating, like hunger, is not the same all the time, and this is fine and this is normal. Yeah, but overall I understand what you mean, and I had the same fear. But what helped me was to simply go through recovery and like stop the low fat, high carb vegan diet and include more fats to your meals. And I think including more fats was what really helped me to feel more satiated and satisfied with foods. So include more fats, also include more protein to your meals. And I'm not telling you to go high fat or high protein or something, but just like eat like what will really satisfy you. And try to make your food like very dense, like calorie dense. So you don't have to eat so big volume, but you can get like actually the same amount of calories in a little volume as well. For example, like when I started to add fats to my foods, the oils, nuts, or like coconut milk or whatever, like higher fat foods, then actually I got the same amount of calories but in more like normal portions, and it satisfied me. And I also thought that, yeah, but the fat is like, for example, like if I add like 1 tablespoon of fat to my meals, then I would need to eat like a whole bottle of fat because the volume is like non-existent, right? But actually this is not true. Your stomach recognizes the fat calories. It's not only about the volume, but actually like when you eat more fatty foods, your stomach recognizes those calories. So it's not only about the portion. And this is why like sometimes or most times I don't have to feel like I am stuffed to the brim to make myself feel full and satisfied. Yeah, and I came also from the same kind of diet you come from, the high carb, low fat diet, and now I can eat like a more normal portions. Yes, and also simply like following recovery, stopping all the exercise, calorie compensation, because this by itself will trigger more hunger. Also in like first you can have the extreme hunger. It all depends on where you are at the moment. So this is also what you have to keep in mind, like simply like give it time. It's not like overnight thing. Transitioning to more normal like eating will take time no matter where you come from. So yeah, and I guess I will finish the Q&A now. I hope it helped you, gave you something new and interesting to think about. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching and see you in my next video.